cool. So let's see how this guy does. Oh my God. This thing is just bonkers. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. This week we are driving the Lamborghini Urus, and this is a plug-in hybrid. Lamborghini does offer two other trim levels, the S and the Performante, which are just using the V8, but this is going to use that twin turbo V8 and a high performance battery to give it even more horsepower. Now this one starts at around $276,000, but ours has almost $90,000 in upgrades, which we will go over when we go inside the car. That brings it to about $365,000 with those 30 upgrades. And as always, what do you get for that $365,000? Let's get into it. All right, so as I mentioned, this does have that 4-liter twin turbo V8 paired with a high voltage battery that gives it 789 horsepower and 701 pound-feet of torque. The other trim levels still have plenty of horsepower, but this is going to be the highest horsepower in the bunch for now. That 0 to 62 mile an hour time is around 3.4 seconds, but because it is a plug-in hybrid, you can run on the electric only for about 37 miles, which is honestly pretty cool. One thing I want to show you while we're under here, Lamborghini always puts a plaque on the engine, but this one, it shows you in the order of which these cylinders fire, which I think is kind of cool while we're up here. One of the first upgrades on our long list of upgrades is going to be this paint job. This is a $14,000 paint, and the name of it is Blue Uranus. It's a silly name, but it's a really, really pretty blue paint. One of the other changes that they made for this year is kind of making the exterior look a little more aggressive. So the hood kind of has more angles, and then it comes to a point here. It looks a little bit different if you're paying attention. Then we also have these matrix headlights. These are going to be thinner than they were last year, and Lamborghini says that they kind of have the shape of a bull tail, as you can see right here. Then at the front end, we also have a little bit more aggressive a grille, and it also comes to a point. So just some minor changes that make it look a little more aggressive. Lamborghini offers a ton of different wheels for this year. Ours are 23s painted in shiny black, and these are a $6,000 upgrade. We also have these black brake calipers that are $1,400. And my favorite part, the valve covers with the logo on them, which are a $189 upgrade. Now this does have carbon ceramic brakes. There is no charge for that because Lamborghini wants you stopping and stopping well. Another one of our upgrades as we make our way down the car are these windshield wipers with the integrated nozzles. These are a $945 upgrade. Now another major upgrade on here is going to be the roof. They call it a shiny black top with a panoramic roof. So on the inside, we'll show you, it's very wide open in there. It looks really cool, but this is a $11,000 upgrade. So should you want a shiny black top and a panoramic roof, 11 grand. Pretty much anywhere that you see the SE logo on the car, you can see the little Urus over here. Then you have the SE, and it's got the cute little bull horns, which I think is a nice addition. So the interior is where all of those upgrades really come into play, and please forgive me if I round up on some of these. There are so many crazy upgrades in here. One of my favorites is going to be the red door handles. These are a $940 upgrade, which is crazy. They look cool, so why not, right? Then we have a sport steering wheel that's $1,400. There's a $4,000 park assistance package, and for $700 you get heated seats in the front and the rear. Now the leather interior is about a $6,000 upgrade, and if you want power seats, it's an additional $3,600. There's also a $3,400 ambient lighting package, and like I mentioned, the panoramic roof. Also, it's important to note that no matter where you look in this interior, you're going to see hexagons. That's another Lamborghini theme, but everywhere you look, you're gonna see hexagons. From the air vents to all of the little icons on our screen, even down here with air conditioning, your cup holders on the seats, even some of the stuff on the dashboard. You're just going to see hexagons everywhere, and it's kind of cool that they keep that theme going throughout the interior. There is no charge for any of the hexagons though, so that's nice. Our SUV also has a $2,000 upgrade that is acoustic glass, so it is quite quiet in this cabin. So if you've ever watched any of my reviews, you know that I love the Prindle or the gear selector if we're being scientific about it. But the Urus has a very intense situation going on with the Prindle and the central tunnel here. First of all, your drive modes are going to be on the left side, and you use this little anima shifter to change through the modes. We have Strada, Sport, and Corso, which are going to be your on-road drive modes. And then you have Sabbia, Terra, and Neve for your off-road drive modes. Should you want to go in the sand or in the dirt, anything like that, if you don't have almost $10,000 in wheel upgrades, you can take this off-road if you want to. So all of those are going to be controlled over here on the left. Now in the middle here, this is actually where your start-stop button is. Little fighter jet style over here. Your park button is right here, manual is here, and then to put it in reverse, you're going to flick this backwards. You can see which you're in over here, like we're in park right now, so our P is highlighted, but very interesting. And if you're trying to put it into drive, you will notice there is no D over here on our Prindle. You just flick the paddle shifter and that is going to put you into drive. Now on the right side here, you can see our EV mode is highlighted. It does start in EV mode, so it's quiet. Should you like your neighbors and you don't want to annoy them, you'll start in EV mode, super quiet, and then you can get into some of your louder drive modes as you go on. Now we have 3 buttons under it. This H is going to be for hybrid. This little battery is going to be for recharge, so you can recharge your battery as you're driving. And then down here is going to be your performance battery. That is going to be what you use in Corsa mode. You're going to want to stick to those. You're actually not able to jump into one of those modes if you're not in a corresponding drive mode over here. So all very important, you're going to need all of these. But the coolest thing about this, which we talk about when we go for a ride, is going to be the push to pass button on the steering wheel. You press this and it's going to give you extra power for about 15 seconds or so you can overtake someone on the highway, or if you just want to live out your Mario Kart dreams and go really fast for a few seconds, you just press push to pass and you can do it. One of my favorite optional upgrades on the interior is going to be the stitching. There are 3 different kinds of stitching upgrades in here, starting with the steering wheel. This is an additional $500 in stitching. Then there's just a general optional stitching, that's $1,000. And then there's even more stitching, which I believe is on the seats. You can see there's stitching here on the dashboard for a total of $2,800 in optional stitching. Does it look cool? Yes, it does. Is it necessary? Absolutely not, but I love that it's an option and I love that it's on this car. In the back seat here, this is actually a useful back seat. There are 3 seats, which is very important, and they're fairly spacious. You can see that I have a lot of headroom over here. I'm only 5'6", but there's still a lot of room. We have 2 very tiny cup holders here. Still nice to have. We discovered last night that you can fit a Jarritos in there or a Mexican Coke. They are very small cup holders. Otherwise, like I mentioned, we have heated seats, so these are going to be heated, and you can control everything from right here. So you have your air conditioning vents, you have your USB plugs, and you can control your climate settings from back here. So overall, this is actually a useful second row, which makes this a very usable SUV if you want the best of both worlds. So don't be afraid to stick your adult friends back here. Honestly, they'll probably love it. On the back end here, much like the front, they did a little bit of redesigning to, again, make it look more aggressive. I've said aggressive a lot, but it's a Lamborghini, so please forgive me. So they changed the tailgate design a little bit, and it's going to come to a point here, kind of like you see on the front end. They made some more changes in this area as well, and then they moved the license plate holder down a little bit, so this is kind of unobstructed Lamborghini back here. Now there are 2 upgrades. One of those is going to be the quad exhaust tips. That's another $900 upgrade. And then the hands-free back door is also another $900 upgrade. I'm gonna see if this works. I swear I can never get these things to work. I'm just gonna wave my feet around. Oh my God, it worked. So like I said, that's another $900 upgrade. It's really nice to have. You know, not much to say about that. I'm glad that it worked because I was trying before and it wasn't opening, so kind of magic. So back here, this is an SUV. It actually has quite a lot of cargo space. You can see all of our stuff in there. We do have our charger back there and some other Lamborghini provided accoutrement. You can fold those seats down should you want even more space, but this is a very usable cargo area. And if you're trying to use this as an SUV, should be used, Lamborghini really nailed it. Right now the SUV is in Corsa mode, so it's at its lowest ride height. But should you throw it into one of those off-road modes, it's going to lift it about 90 millimeters or about 3.5 inches, which is very useful. But how many Urus owners do you think are actually using this in the snow or in the sand? I know that I probably wouldn't be with $10,000 wheels and brake calipers, but it's there if you want to use it. This is what it sounds like to start the Lamborghini Urus SUV. Quiet. Just kidding. This is what it actually sounds like to start the Lamborghini SUV. It's somehow the quietest and the loudest SUV that I've ever driven, and I'll show you what I mean by that. Strada, Sport, Corsa. This is what it actually sounds like. So we're gonna take this for a drive now, but first I'm gonna pull away in EV mode, and then I'm gonna do it in Corsa mode so that you can hear the difference between the quietest drive mode and the loudest drive mode. So first, here's EV mode. So that was EV mode, now here's Corsa. See ya! Time for my favorite part of the review. We are actually going to take the Urus for a drive. So I'm going to put it into Strada. Hopefully you can hear it. I'm gonna put it into Sport. Now you can hear it. So we have all of these different drive modes that we talked about. I am gonna keep it in Sport as far as drive modes go, and then battery, it's in performance mode. So that's kind of the combination that we're going for right now. So let's take it for a drive. Oh, I also want to change the handling settings. So there are a few different ways to go about this. You can use your little shifty guys down here should you want to. Oh, there's a kitty. But if you press the Urus button over here, Urus, and then go to Anima, you have your drive modes over here, your battery modes over here, and then you press Ego down here, and then you can edit it, and it's going to give you the option to change your traction, handling, and ride. So we've kind of been just in street mode, which is basically comfort. I'm gonna throw it into Sport for this so we can go see how it handles. Overall, this is very impressive. If you're trying to find a vehicle that can kind of do it all, you want a Lamborghini, but you want a back seat or you want space for your children or your suitcases, this kind of does all those jobs and does it very well. All right. Whoop! That's only 50 miles an hour. See, back to these cup holders, they don't hold the beans very well. They went flying. So, obviously, this is the plug-in hybrid version, so it has way more power than the other two. We are getting 789 horsepower and 701 pound-feet of torque, which gives us a 0 to 62 mile an hour time of like 3.4 seconds. It drives for 37 miles in EV mode, which honestly is very nice. When I woke up at like 5 a.m. to go for this drive, it didn't wake up my neighbors. You can throw it into your drive modes and immediately make a bunch of noise, but you can sneak out of the neighborhood should you want to. And while we're driving here, going to our spot, I might do a little bit more on this later, but the ADAS in here are amazing. I have had to drive this on the highway quite a bit this weekend, and it was like fairly flawless going across the alley, which if you've ever driven on the alley is like a dead zone of boring, dark street, highway, whatever you want to call it. And this thing did so well. It kept us at a safe distance between the cars in front of us. It kept us in the lines, even though the alley is forever under construction. It did a great job of keeping us safe and keeping us on the road and doing everything that we wanted it to do. the cruise control was kind of amazing. And I'll show you a little bit of what the screen looks like over here. It was able to recognize all the vehicles around us and kind of give us an indication if we were getting too close to them or if it thought that they were going to come in our lane. When someone kind of cut us off, it slowed us down a lot and kept us, again, at a safe distance. And we have a head-up display that kind of does the same thing. So overall, fairly flawless execution with that. So I was very impressed. Now we're going to take a left over here, go see what we can do. So this does have an 8-speed transmission that pretty good. I have no beef with that. As far as handling goes, the steering is very precise and it has that active torque vectoring electronic rear differential that I feel like has made a difference. So if you're looking for something that handles like a Lamborghini but has a back seat, I don't know, this might be it. Of course, there are other options out there as we pass a Cayenne with no one in it. Oh, they're about to load it up. I was like, who just abandons a Cayenne? That's always an option. You know, Audi has some great options that are going to be a lot less expensive. But the crazy thing is that this SUV has done so well for Lamborghini because it's exactly what people want. You can stomp on it and make use of that 800 horsepower, but then you can go pick up the kids from school. You can go pick up your groceries. You can do it all. And the back seat, we'll hop in there later. The back seat is actually roomy enough for adults to fit back there. It's not one of those fake back seats, so have no fear about that. I hope you can hear that. Sounds so good. This has been really fun. I only have it for a few days, so I've been trying to make the most of it, but it's been so much fun because I got to drive the Revuelto a little bit, but it's so scary to drive a small car like that that's so low to the ground. When you're just driving around, you have to pay very close attention to the road and everything around you, which is totally fine. But at some point, it's like, you don't want to just chill and drive your Revuelto to the grocery store. All right, I don't really want to try and launch this right now, but we'll see. I'm just going to count it off, which I know the people on the internet love, so let's see how this does. Oh, we have our e-boost mode too. All right, so we are in sport mode, right? Okay, sport mode for drive mode, performance mode for battery, and then all of our traction, handling, and ride are all in sport mode as well. So let's see how this guy does. Oh, I was too distracted to count. Oh my God. This thing is just bonkers. Oh, that's so much fun. Honestly, why not? Now, that was just in sport mode. You can do that in Corsa mode and it would probably go even crazier. I don't really want to do that on this road because it's so narrow, but it's always an option. Maybe we'll try it when we get to the other spot later. Honestly, that is so much fun. I think I'd buy it just for that. We talked about how you have the S trim and the Performante trim. This technically still sits in the middle of those. Those are just making use of the V8. So they have around 400 horsepower, I believe, maybe a little bit more. But if you want extra, this plug-in hybrid is gonna be like well worth it. So one of the cool things on here is this push to pass button. It's kind of like in Mario Kart when you want to just go extra fast for a little while. Make sure this is doing what I want it to do. When you want it to go extra fast for a little while, we're gonna do it. You can't do it in Corsa mode because it says you already have like the most power. So we are in sport mode. I'm gonna go, I'm at 46 right now. So if you press this button, it's going to give you like the ultimate performance for 15 seconds-ish or however long you need it. So let's try it. Ooh. So hypothetically, you should be able to overtake someone on the highway should you want that. And it just gives you an extra boost of performance for a little while, so you can, if you need to get up to speed on the highway really fast, if you want to overtake another Lamborghini, whatever you're trying to do, that's going to give you extra power to do so. Honestly, so much fun. I used it to pass someone on the alley yesterday, and I mean, chef's kiss. What a great feature. So like I said, 8-speed transmission, very smooth. The handling, it handles really well. The steering is precise. I saw a few people say that it was kind of a rough ride. I have not experienced that at all. We're in sport mode right now, and still it's pretty good. I guess we could throw it into Corsa for a second. Corsa mode just scares me, especially on these roads. I mean, you can immediately feel a difference. I probably wouldn't be driving around too much in Corsa mode for everything, but sport mode is a good in between. I'm gonna turn on the cruise predictive. Bloop. So I have it set to 50. This down here is showing us that we have our cruise on, we have our lane keep assist on. I'm gonna let go of the wheel for a second so you can see that it's doing a good job. We're on some curves right now, so it's gonna tell me to take over in a second. There we go. Just fine. I follow the rules. Let's go over here. Now let's see how it does. You're gonna stop? Please stop. Please stop. I hate this one. Okay. Okay. It's stopping us. God. Okay. Not as fast as I would like, but it stopped us. I think it turned the system off. That always scares me. It did a good job. Also, while we're talking about it, the brakes, they are like 13-inch carbon ceramic brakes, which you definitely need here, but excellent braking for when you need it, like we just did. That was only a little bit scary. No big deal. We're fine. Very safe. Airbags all over this bad boy. I wish my can of beans fit, but these cup holders are so small. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna... Can you resume? Okay, I have it resuming. So it's gonna get us back up to speed. I think we had it at 52. So I'm not pressing anything right now. I'll hold my hand on the wheel, but really it's doing all of the work. And like I said, we took this on a long road trip yesterday and it did a great job. Even in the pitch black, we took a different way home to see how it would perform on like very dark 1-lane roads, and it still nailed it. In the construction zone, it got a little squirrely. I didn't love that the lines were like not very visible. I don't blame it. I didn't like that either. Still, very impressive. It's basically your everyday SUV, but with Lamborghini performance, which like, who doesn't want that? Okay, it's yelling at me. So when you take that into consideration, all of the cool options that we have going on here, it's basically the total package. Sure, you can get a similar SUV for less money, but why would you want it? Just kidding. I understand that. And, you know, a $350,000 SUV is not in the cards for everyone. That totally makes sense. But if you're one of those people that has the cash and wants something that can do it all, this kind of nails it. Okay. Tiny bit squirrely there. But that's a good reminder that you always have to be paying attention even when you're using these systems, because sometimes they don't do exactly what you want them to do. So to sum it all up, performance, amazing. Handling, excellent. Brakes, excellent. ADAS, great. Overall, this thing is really fun, you guys, and I hope that you have enjoyed going for a ride with us. So that is the Lamborghini Urus in a nutshell. Like I said at the beginning, I think it's totally ridiculous and lives up to everything that Lamborghini promises. They say that it's a luxury super SUV, and I totally agree with that. These days, it's all about spec. So if you are one of those people that wants to totally spec out their car and make it as individual as possible, Lamborghini makes that super easy with their Ad Personam program. They say that the SE is actually the most customizable vehicle in their lineup right now. So if you want to take that interior and make it wild and wacky, you can totally do that. And I think that is obvious based on the $2,800 in optional stitching that this one has. Overall, I've had a great time driving this. 789 horsepower is no joke, but you have 5 seats. It basically does everything that you might want a vehicle to do. A Lamborghini SUV is a genius idea, and Lamborghini absolutely nailed it. I want to say thank you again to Lamborghini of Miami for letting me drive this. If you guys have any comments, feel free to leave something in the comments and I'll get back to you. While you're here, like and subscribe and check out some of our other super cool reviews. My name is Amanda Klein. This is the Lamborghini Urus. Thank you guys for watching.